Hello, welcome back. How are you all doing? And a very happy new year to all Preston North End fans. Welcome to 20 minutes of Preston chat on Where North End Walk. We've got Etienne and Harvey back with us. Ash is ill this week, so our ears will be a little bit more peaceful. We've got on the menu tonight, we're talking about the welcome of Lewis Gibson and defensive lapses of the Christmas games. We'll review all of those. We'll talk about the rumours in the transfer market. FA Cup, do we even care about it this year? And who do these lads want in at North End? It's 20 minutes of quick Preston chat. Let's jump straight into it. Happy New Year to both of you. Hope you're doing well. Etienne, how would you sum up Preston's Christmas period? It's been a mixed bag, but overall positive.
Yeah, there's signs that we're moving forward as a club, but it's just a case of same old this season. Freddie Woodman mistakes, defensive inefficiency, inconsistency, struggling to score big chances again. It just feels like it's going to be a repeat until something changes. And thankfully, we saw a couple of days ago something has changed. We finally made a big purchase. So, yeah, there's positives to take, but we're not really moving anywhere.
Let's have a look back at some of the games then, shall we? Last we left you, it was Boxing Day, and hey, two good home wins, Harvey. Hull, first of all, came on Boxing Day, and then Sheffield Wednesday. So after looking at those 6 points, you must have thought going to West Brom, yeah, this could be a good Christmas. What happened at the Hawthorns?
Oh, everything that could have went wrong, I think possibly went wrong. I think it was just like lackluster from minute one. I don't think we even looked up to it. And like you said, I think after the 6 points at home, you're going into West Brom and you're thinking, yeah, we're going to have a crack at this. This is where we could possibly move forward. And it was just everything. It was defensive errors. It was just, we just looked completely lost for 90 minutes and West Brom just had the way in whichever way they wanted. And it was just, since the 6 points, I think it's been 2 games of just pure frustration, really. I think the Oxford one was domination. We've not taken the chances. It's a Woodman absolute blinder, which is costing us 3 points. And again, like Etienne said, it's just 1 step forward, 3 steps back, and you can't really tell whether you're going to go anywhere or not.
I mean, we have joked about Woodman, and we've called it defensive lapses in the title, but of course that's exactly what we're meaning. It's concentration, isn't it? Etienne, he's costing you so many points this season. I know every goalkeeper has errors in them, and we talked about the Leeds fans this week about MAYENE, and they're not very happy. But Woodman just seems to make more than most, and he doesn't get away with them either. It's not like the ball ricochets to a Preston player or the striker misses it. It always results in a goal.
Yeah, he likes making these mistakes that just always seem to cost us. And you try to defend him. You try going, well, we're in a transition phase. We're going to concede a lot of shots. We're going to concede a lot of goals. But then he never, ever helps himself. In a game where we should have kept a clean sheet, yeah, Will Keane should be putting his chances away and maybe we should have won 2-1, 3-1. But at the end of the day, the only reason Oxford have even got a shot or a goal in that match is because Woodman's given the ball straight to Rodriguez. And it is so infuriating. And you look back at the past couple of matches as well. People complaining against West Brom. I mean, I feel like they just created some really good chances. He was never getting to the first one, I know that. But it's just across the season, we've lost so many points, so many needless points because of him. And it just gets to the point now where the 6 months left of his deal, do we just cash in on somebody who might not have done their homework on him?
Does this mean, Etienne, that we have to go and get a goalkeeper in January?
There's been rumours flying about that obviously everyone wants to go and spend big bucks on Everson. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't want to go spend 2-3 million on a keeper just now. But there's been also rumours that we're looking at David Harrington at Fleetwood, who isn't great either. As much as I'd love to say though, let's keep Woodman about and extend his contract. I just don't have confidence that he's going to get any better afterwards.
Lots of other rumours flying around. Thanks for Etienne. Harvey, there's the club have moved swiftly to bring Lewis Gibson in. So we've got to give the club credit there, haven't we? Because he was wanted by a few players, and actually he's one of Plymouth's best defenders. So they are absolutely gutted about him going. This was a position that you've talked about many times on here as needing backup for. This is a astute signing by the club.
Yeah, I think the club have done really well. I was speaking to a few Plymouth fans who said he's definitely one of the most standout centre backs by far. I know many are very gutted to lose him, and they can't really understand why they've got rid of him, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of clubs were looking at him, so I'm glad that it's over the line. I'm glad we've done it because from conversations I've had and from what I've looked, he does look really solid, which I think is definitely something we've needed.
Rosales earned himself a little bit more time there, Etienne, then?
No, no. If you've seen the news today and that Jeff Ockles has gone to Aberdeen,
Okay,
no.
Yeah. Okay, we won't go there. We'll leave that for next week when Ash is back, shall we? Have that conversation. All right, then. Other news, then. Other rumours. What have you heard of? What have you heard, Harvey, about players coming in or going out?
The only one I've heard so far is it Joe Law from Wickham? I think that was something I saw. It was like he's one of the better centre backs, obviously, and Wickham are flying in League One at the minute. But I think there's strong competition from, I think it's like clubs like Swansea and I can't remember who else. But again, he's someone that looks really solid. I think that's one I'd definitely bring in. I'm not too sure about many others, but if Law's the only one I know about, then again, that is someone I would definitely bring in.
Okay. Theo Moane, the young midfielder that you guys have got, is attracting attention from reported attention from Brighton and from Brentford. Etienne is I mean, this is likely to feature in a Preston side of the future. How good is he?
I think he's very good. His youth cup performances speak for himself, but ultimately he's not really getting in the squad. I don't think that's any fault of the manager, the team, or himself. I just think that's the way we just got to put the players up to the task in at the moment. And if a good offer came in from Brighton and Brentford are probably what the best sides he could go to get some first team minutes, whether that be out on loan or in their squads. You know, for me, it would take like a 7-figure offer plus a notable sell-on fee, and I think I'd be happy with him going. We did the same with Jacob Slater. That seems to be paying off for him and the club. And yeah, at the end of the day, if he's not getting into the team, I think he has to move on to a bigger club that will give him those opportunities.
Right. Okay. Let us know in the comments, please. If there's any names that you've missed or any other rumours that you would love to see signed. Before you do that, though, can you help us out and also help us to get to 100 subscribers? We're nearly there. And that would be massive for us, given we've only been going for 3 months. So hit the subscribe button and help us get to our target. Right, shall we focus forward then on the FA Cup? Harvey, do you even care about the Charlton game?
I don't care about the Charlton game, but I am obviously what you would call a mediocre club in Preston. I do always get quite excited for a decent cup run. You know, big teams away, maybe even big teams at home kind of thing. Because I just think it's good because especially if you're getting a big tie away, you know, it's more money for the club, which is obviously beneficial. And I just think as well, and I know it sounds quite silly, but I think being able to play the players at like the top end of the world, you know, in the top level, I do think it gives you that different kind of experience, which I think is definitely what we need as like a club. So the Charlton game doesn't really interest me, but I would like to see us go on quite a fairly decent cup run.
Okay, let's have a look at Preston's recent cup history, shall we? Yeah, you have to squint, I'm afraid, a little bit. Etienne, help us explain why. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the last 12 seasons you've exited at the third round, and not just some big names either. I mean, look at you've got Doncaster, Wickham, and Cardiff. Fair enough. In the last couple of years, it's been Chelsea and Spurs and Arsenal before that. But what is it about Preston's recent non-love of the FA Cup, especially because you've hardly been doing things in the Championship?
I feel like it comes to that as well. Like, we're not a remarkable side, and it takes a lot to go and push a cup run out there, especially in some of the seasons we have been looking at the playoffs at this stage of the season, and you're like, well, let's go focus on that. And then obviously we do our usual thing of losing loads at the end of the season, ended up where we are. But I'd love a cup run personally. And I think it comes to the argument where a lot of fans will say that they don't care, and then we'll go and lose against someone like Doncaster. It's like, it's the end of the world. All of a sudden, the squad's terrible. Let's go get them all gone. Let's go sign a new team. And I just feel like that's a constant issue with our fan base, and that somewhat translates onto the pitch sometimes. We just don't ever seem to put our heart into FA Cup matches, especially against teams like Doncaster and Wickham. No disrespect to them, they're smaller than us, and they would just go and overturn us on the pitch. So I don't really know where I'm going with this. Sorry. I just think there's like an inherent lack of caring within the team and within the fan base, and that usually leads to dire performances sometimes.
Harvey, do you think it's that there's a mindset that they know they're not going to win it, and so therefore why try in those early rounds?
For me personally, I think our issue is I think we roll over for big sides. I think it's kind of like, you get like a big tie like Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, and I think North End just came to just like roll out the red carpet for them, and they're just like, yeah, well, you're going to beat us anyway, so go for it. I think it was. I don't think there's many times I've seen, a big club come to Deepdale and I've gone like, yeah, we give them a game there. The last one I remember was Liverpool, and I think we were still under Ryan Lowe at this point. I think we probably should have been 3-0 up, but I think massive chances were missed. I think it was like Maguire, Potts, and that was the only time I've ever seen a North End team show some dedication to a big side. But in recent years, it just seems to be, oh, well, the squad's better, the club's bigger, so, they're going to beat us anyway, so you might as well just roll over and make it look like you care, really, which is a bit disappointing.
Okay. Should he go strong then this weekend, Harvey? I mean, you're not going to go down, I don't think, now, and you're probably not going to go up again, so why not go for it at Charlton?
I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't go full squad. I think especially in the Championship, fixtures kind of come thick and fast. I think there's some big games in the coming weeks. I can see like the debut for Gibson. I think Gibson will get his first start there, and I can see him maybe train one or two academy players, hopefully. But I'd be very surprised if there was a full squad out for a game like that.
Okay. What do you think, Etienne?
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a couple of the subpar players. Gibson getting his debut. I'd love to see maybe Theo Moane involved, but yeah, again, I'd be surprised if it was a full strength squad. But I would like us to go through. I don't want to be beaten by Charlton.
Yeah, I think Preston needs some. I think our Stoke fan was saying this, and it was a case of, look, Stoke fans were saying, look, we don't have a derby in this league, we don't have a cup run, we don't do anything, and I thought it was just a little bit the same for you, isn't it? Do you just need something to get excited about this year? I mean, Blackpool aren't here, so there's no particular derbies. You've got Blackburn, maybe you can look forward to, but there's nothing to look forward to for Preston. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I fully agree with that. It's just it's a case of giving the fans something to be excited about. Yeah, you can bring in as many new centre-backs and new players as you want, but at the end of the day, the fans are paying to see what's happening on the pitch. A cup run would do us nicely. Maybe like 5th round. Is that too much to ask for, getting to the 5th round? I think it's been like 10 years since we did that.
Yeah, so. It was Man United, wasn't it, 10 years ago? All right, then finally, we're asking you for your names that you want to sign. Forget the rumours. Who would you bring in if you were in charge at Preston? Harvey, any particular names you think should be tempted to?
I know it definitely wouldn't happen, but I think the first one for me would be Louis Barry. And again, I know that is a million long shot, and I know we're never going to get there, but I think that's just a dream signing. I think he's got like 17 goals and assists in like 23 games in League One for Stockport. Obviously, he's been recalled, and I think the rumours are he's going to Leeds, but I'd like to see us try for a big player like that. Joe Law from Wickham, if the rumours are to be true, I would like it just to bolster the defence. And what was that? It was the winger from Portsmouth. Oh no, not Portsmouth, Peterborough. Is it Kwame Porku?
Porku, yeah.
I know he's just got a recent injury, but I'd like to see us go for somebody like that. But again, I can't see it now with Hecky getting rid of both our wingers, so I don't really know how that would work. But they're 3 of the main ones I'd like to see personally.
Okay. Etienne?
I really struggle to think about this because I was having a massive thought about it in the summer, and then everything's just left my mind. I think we're really neglecting a close to home option when it comes to left wing back in Josh Wilson-Esbrand. I think his contract's going to be up quite soon. City aren't using him. He's starting PL2 games. Why not just go and chuck a cheeky loan bid, option to buy? He excelled at Coventry. Where was he at? He was at Cardiff last season, did okay there. I think he needs a permanent move and he can just come up the road. The links to Luke Cundle. I'm a big fan of Luke Cundle. I think he's very progressive, creative. Another midfielder, we might not need him, but if he came in, I wouldn't be complaining. And then Joseph Rosales, the wing-back we were linked to from Minnesota, had a proper look at him. I think he's quality. I think he's perfect for that left wing-back role. Very creative, very progressive, loves to take on players. I think it's exactly what we've been missing. Robbie Brady, I think his time is almost done. As much as the love-hate relationship has gone, Rosales will be a perfect replacement.
They are. If you're listening, Mr. Ridsdale, you'll get it done. Make these lads very happy. If they missed anybody, though, put it in the chat below and let us know. Listen, you two, thank you very much again for joining us. Enjoy your trip to Charlton. I've not been to the Valley for ages.
It's at home. It's at home.
Oh, of course it is. It's at Preston. Don't go to Charlton because you'll miss the game. Yeah, enjoy the game against Charlton this weekend. Thanks for correcting me. And we'll see you, of course, next week to get your opinions on the December Player of the Month and look ahead to Preston's January fixtures as well as the season starting to draw to a close as well. We're in that late phase. Thanks for joining us. Drop a subscribe if you haven't done so already. We really appreciate all your support and help. We'll see you next week.